Redman is in the building, of course. Jersey's finest, all about them bars, marijuana smoker. Hey, PSA announcement. I need everybody go support. That's right, support my fucking state, my city. Heritage Hip Hop, a New Jersey media source that celebrates New Jersey hip hop worldwide. Facts. And we are celebrating our legends right here, Jersey, baby. Please subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on social media. That is Heritage Hip Hop on social media. Jersey, you know I love you. Jersey, you know we got bars and we got music and we got legends all day. And if you believe in Jersey and you love Jersey like I do, support that Heritage Hip Hop on all social media platforms. This is Redman and I approve this message.
Go.
I love that.
So
Shout out
tonight. What we do is appear on camera. All y'all be in y'all chairs already talking about some welcome to the show. No. Welcome to the experience. Y'all
Let's
out
go.
there, y'all be on podcasts asking the same questions. You suck. Today we're having great conversation. A great conversation starts with great minds. And thank you for bringing your mind to the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast, because we are more than music. We introduce you to your future favorite artists today while celebrating those who've laid the foundation for this culture we take part of. Because if we are God's people, that means we are his heritage. Our culture is hip hop. So God's heritage is hip hop, and recognize what you are in this world. Don't let nobody ever dim your light. Tonight, we're going to shine bright with two amazing minds. If you want to shine with us, please be patient. Have this conversation with us. But hit the like button, share, hit the subscribe, hit that bell. Most importantly, hit that Cash App, because we do this not only to just talk to people,
sir.
we do this to make this culture great. So if you like what you see, like it. If you love what you see, invest. And we're going to bring this on the road to you, because we got something planning that they don't even know about yet. Oh, I'm not doing the podcast tonight. They are. Let me introduce you to Thursday's live Instagram podcast show that you could ever see. Music, conversation, theory, culture, and most importantly, a gut check to see if you really know what you know and are you who you think you are. Ladies and gentlemen, we are with Beast Bars and Convo podcast. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves.
Go ahead, Nito.
What's up, y'all? It's HGM TV. They're also known as Nito. Beast Bars and Convo, Can Be Custom Prints. The list goes on. I manage HGM Bori also, and HGM Rich. There you go.
Let's get it there. You already know HGM Rich Lewis, Newark, New Jersey, co-host of Beast Bars and Convo. You already know HGM as also honoring good music. Let's get it there.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have y'all on the side of the chair, because as podcasters, right, everybody always wants us to ask questions, but it's different when you get asked the question.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to respectfully not do a podcast that's typical. I wanted to do a joint venture where it's like, I could host it, but y'all gonna run it. This is your show.
Okay.
So let's ask the first question. And the first question is not what got you into hip hop and what made you do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
How important is the transition of an artist to become a podcaster in today's climate of hip hop? And why do you do it?
Rich, you can answer. You're an artist, so you go first.
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna even take it back in the past too, because I'm gonna say I'm still rapping, but when I was heavy into the culture of hip hop and I was on tour and Nito was there with me, we started a radio show, and back then I always thought, if ain't nobody gonna play our fucking music, we're gonna play our fucking music. And we're gonna play our fucking music to the world, because we were on internet radio. This is when internet radio first boomed. This is like 2007. So we're like, if our music is gonna be heard, we're gonna make our music be heard by the world, instead of Hot 97 and Power 105 and all of those that was out there that didn't accept it at first. We're like, we're gonna do it. And that's how we did it. So, and I feel like that right now, an artist going into a podcast is the best thing, because we're on social media, and the best platforms to give yourself some self-awareness is to hit the social media and everybody see your face just like they looking at us right now. So that's why, as an artist, I would think this is the biggest thing for me to do since I'm not taking it as serious with the music side as I used to, even though I'm still kicking ass and I'll still take names all day when it comes to the bars. But hitting that podcast, Nito brought me in and, you know, he was like, yo, you already had this voice for it in the past. Let's take advantage again with the avenues that I'm going to bring to it. Nito saying this to me with the avenues that I'm going to bring to it. Because you already know I got these connections with my videography and all of that. And then we started this, and this Thursday will be HGM-TV Nito Brown's fucking birthday episode, and we're going to be on episode 108. And this is how we keep going. We don't hear you, correct?
I took that from the artist perspective. Now let's go to the business perspective, because you're the cameraman and you've been the voice behind the scenes and on camera at the same time. So how important is it to see an artist transition to the podcasting game in today's climate of hip hop from your standpoint?
Well, because it just shows that it's more to hip hop than just rapping. Like, it's a whole umbrella. It's like a lot of things under that you could do. Like, you could do it. Like when I was with a group called the Yacht Club, and I was an artist. I was just hanging around with them. So I was like pushing them, trying to help them get out there. But once I started feeling like that, I need to find something, because a lot of artists give up on music. They in and out like a fad. Some in it for ladies, some in it for money, cars, the look. They in it for sometimes personally, they in it for the wrong reason. I think you should be in it for the love of the music and the passion and the storytelling and how that feel. You know, that chills you feel when you hear that hip hop song that really gets you. That's what you should really be in it for. So you could do that no matter what. If you're not making money, if you're just in a house, if you ain't even trying to go after it as a career, if you're just doing it as a hobby, you can still do that. So I think those artists should want to transition into podcasting, because now you can tell your story through that too. And you can let other people be heard that's nice, and just like that. That's the reason why I did it, because I wanted to let people that I thought was nice be heard. Because the world won't let you be heard unless you pay a certain amount of dollars and this and that. You know how that be. But I just think artists that really do it for the love should get into everything that's under the hip hop umbrella: podcasting, videography, whatever, management, A&R, marketing, promotion. It's a whole bunch of. This thing is bigger than just being in the front. I don't never want to be in the front. I just did this because nobody else could do it as well as me. They're not gonna hustle like me. So I'm like, I gotta be seen. So I had to put the logo on the back and make it be seen. So that's why I do it.
Definitely.
That's interesting. Good, bro. Good.
And even to be honest, when me and Nito started this, we started it off of another podcast. We're just being I'm not gonna say a fan of that podcast, but just being a fan of podcasts and social media, period. And I'm so happy and thankful that we are into our social media so much, because we would have never seen that day of the question that was asked to a certain artist and host of a podcast. He also hosts his own podcast. Mm-hmm. And when we saw that answer that he gave, not only did I chime into the comments, but Chad B chimed in, Sky High chimed in, Photo chimed in, Tax G chimed in, Bless McFly chimed in, a whole lot of us, Internal Quest. It was a whole lot of us chiming into this question. So when Nito caught about it, Nito was like, hold up. He hit me the next day. He was like, how about we start bringing these artists that chimed in that day onto our shit, and let's talk about that. So our first show, episode 1 of Beast Bars and Convo, was Sky High, Irvington, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. And that day, off of our first episode, I still remember it. I looked at the views when it started. Our viewers was at like 10, maybe 15. By the end of the night, we were at like 100 something viewers. And I'm like, damn, maybe we got something, And then it just kept going and going. And I was kind of doing it for the love and to get my brain off of my father's death. And I got caught into being very serious about it and forgetting what I was doing with the music. And I'm like, my always thing was, if I'm going to go into something, I want to do that only. And if I do that only, y'all don't got to worry about nothing else because I'm going to do it. Nito don't got to worry about nothing for the show. And I tell him this every Thursday. You don't got to do nothing but play the music. You don't got to do I will handle everything else because I'm so focused. And plus, Nito's a married man. Nito already, he doing 100 videos a week. He recording, he's filming everywhere. So I feel like I have to do it. So he doesn't have to do it. And I don't got to hear from him because already, yeah, he's my partner on the co-host, but he's also my big brother and my cousin. So if I fuck up, he's going to let me know about myself. So I can't fuck up, and that's why we keep it going. And I gotta say it again, episode fucking 108 on Thursday, Nito birthday celebration. Let's get it there.
I like that story. That story is very pivotal because that story goes into something we're gonna talk about later in the show called The State of the Culture. But I wanna focus on something you said in particular, is that some people do music as a hobby and some people do it as a profession. As in, I'm gonna start with Nito on this one because you are more of the straight jacket businessman, and Rich, you are more of the I'm in the Lions Den sparring, right?
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you, the shortcomings of an artist is their finances and their imagination. Do you agree, and why or why not?
I definitely agree. Their shortcomings are their finances because you need money to do this. Like that's, I tell artists that right now. They hit me. They be like, "Yo, would you manage?" Nah. If you ain't got no money to spend, I don't even want that headache. Actually, bro, you gotta invest in yourself. What are you doing? What do you got this? Because you gotta come. If you remember back in the day when labels will help you get your ass cap, get your BMI, all that. Do you have that now? And most of these artists just be like, "Oh, I just posted a video on Instagram, and Raheem said it was dope." You're like, that ain't gonna get you there. You need a lot of bread to be an artist, yo. Honestly, you're gonna spend a lot of money, and I manage my brother, HGM Bori. He invests all his money into what he do. Like his videos, even though he got me, he get a little shortcut on the videos. But we did the Nimi videos. We did before I was a videographer. He spent his money on those videos. We went to Luda Day weekend, open up for Ludacris, and use our resources and try to move around. We ain't move around enough in the beginning because we was like, oh, we want to build Nork up. We want to just be representing Irvington and Jersey and spending our money home, which ain't get us nowhere. You know what I mean? It's just spending money right there and then get you nowhere. But artists got to have money to invest, yo. And that's the main thing. If you don't have any money to invest in yourself, you might as well just make it a hobby, actually.
Hang it up. Yeah, pretty much.
Not so. And I'm going to tell you why I think what I think. Obviously, I'm going to go scripturally because I do my little faith thing. It says a prophet's not honored in their hometown. But unfortunately, the new age of hip hop has made regionality come back hard. True. Though your music goes around the world, the number one lie we're told is if you can control your home base, they'll check for you.
Yeah.
But if you're not honored in your home base, how can they check for you, especially if your home base is considered the New York metropolitan area and a professional team, whereas New York in your own state and you're not getting that look?
Yeah.
So I agree with you that you got to move around. I mean, shit, even I went to Florida. Shout out to the Lux Fam Entertainment. But a shout out to my Fleet DJ family too.
Yeah.
But representation and representing home always seems like the number one aspect it takes to make sure that you're nice and that you can spar. Rich, am I right? Or tell me what's going on.
No, you're absolutely correct. Because even we have Casper on our show every week, and Casper's main motto is you got to get busy. Because if you ain't getting busy on that microphone, again, you might as well hang it up. And it's getting busy on the microphone to the ones who actually are there to listen to great music and want to hear great lyrics. You know what I'm saying? And want to hear great bars. If we ain't getting busy, you might as well hang it up. That was my first thing that I had a hard time. And I'll even be honest, that was the first thing I ever had a hard time doing. I never had a hard time writing the lyrics. Never, because I've always, the writing thing it's just so easy to me. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to even sound like that, even sound bougie like that or anything, but the writing part is just super easy. My most difficult part, and sometimes I still have it to this day, is performing. Going up there and performing and getting busy, that's the hardest part. I don't care if it's from five people in the crowd to 5,000, and I've done 10,000 because I've done Meadowlands already. 10,000, and from 5 people to 10,000 people, I got the same nervous, same damn, I'm gonna fuck up. That's always is the performance. But once that mic turns on and you hear that first sound of the beat, you already know you gotta get busy. So it's nothing to it. It's nothing to it. But that's probably my hardest part is performing. That's the hardest for me.
As a hip hop contemporary, I salute you because getting on the stage has never been hard for me, but writing has. And you know why? I'm gonna be honest with you. My teacher always said life is a school. Well, other teacher said life is the classroom without walls, right? But my thing is, when it comes to life, we sometimes have a hard time expressing life, but we all have the easiest gateway into feeling what life is.
True.
Love is relative, and pain is very universal. So, Nito, I'm gonna start with you, and I want Rich to pick this up right here. When did you know you can do this, and what was the hardest transition for you to come from a beginner to a great in your field?
But which field? Videography or podcast?
Since you do more than one, run the conversation. It's all about you.
Ain't no more. Well, the videography shit was like, oh my God. It was a friend of mine sent me a camera. He said, yo, you can't keep using your phone, blogging and all this stuff. I had a lot of followers on my IG page just off my camera.
I was just about to say that before that camera came, Nito was already at 100K followers on HGMTV.
Yeah, I was already going crazy on my phone. So I was like, he was like, yo, learn this for camera. I'm like, man, I don't know what the hell. I don't even know shutter speed, aperture. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm looking at the dials. So I went on YouTube and I'm like, you know what? This will help my team, my brother, us with the products and different things. So I just started shooting in the backyard, focusing on flowers and seeing like, oh, I need a gimbal now because this don't look steady, So I researched gimbals and people like, oh, yeah, shit looks shaky. Like, so I started shooting his videos, just practicing. And let me tell you, I'm not gonna lie. I was doing a lot in Jersey, a little like and then I was moving around with a lot of brands too before all of this. Like, so all of that confidence of being around people like URL. I used to work with Exclusive Vodka, so I used to be at all the URL events. I used to be at just everything, moving around, just trying to get it out there with my phone. So then, once I came down here and started doing big events, like my first event here was working with Stacey Abrams running for governor here. You remember when she was running for governor in Georgia? I was working with her, ABC News, and me with my little camera, my Sony A7 III in the middle. Like, so I started building up confidence, like, oh shit, they wanted me to do this. I could do this full time. Then Megan Good call. I mean Terrence J and Megan Good call. I'm working with them, doing behind the scenes. So now I'm like, oh, I could do this shit, yo. to sit in a Sprinter with Megan Good, you looking at her like, but on the inside, you like, holy shit. But on the outside, I was just like, I did this before. Like I hung out with these people before. And for them to watch your video in your face and be like, yo, this shit fire. Terrence J, DMX, goddaughter is there. I'm like, this is fun. If people see this shit. So I started building my confidence up doing videography, doing that. So, but with the podcast, Eight Squad Rebel Radio was my first start. I never did radio. I used to go to a Rich radio show and be like a guest, just sitting in the background, playing the background and all that. But Ahmad from Rags Gear, which he's a family friend of Eight Squad Rebel Radio, and Grumpy, he told me, yo, I think you got the voice to be like on the radio, do like this show. I'm like, nah, I ain't never do that shit before. You crazy? I was scared as hell. I ain't know. You like, yo, you could run and press the buttons, all that. I'm like, yo, I'll try it. So then I called my boy Brooke up. It was around COVID too, because everybody was stuck in the house. So this was an outlet for us to get out the house. And we went down to A Squad Rebel Radio with, Grumpy, Zay, shout out to them. And the rest was history. I just started going in, doing that. I was like, oh shit, I could do that. I'm hosting the show. I'm coming up with topics. I'm bringing guests up every week. I was like really reaching out to people. I don't know if you remember Big T from he used to be with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre. That was like our first guest up there. And that shit was dope to me to have. Come on, Ed Lover, Dr. Dre, Yo MTV Raps. I was like, chill. Then Pace One came up there. He's an Irvington native like us and his family. So it was just destined to do this to me.
All right, Rich, pick it up.
Definitely. All right, with me, back in 2006, my brother passed away. My brother was the first hip hop artist, I would say, first hip hop artist of the family. Rest in peace to my brother Horde.
Please.
I was always writing. I've always been writing when I was little, but never putting no lyrics together, never putting a melody together or anything until, it's kind of crazy because I felt like my brother kind of knew that he wouldn't be around too longer. So I'm going to set everybody up, and of course, I'm his little brother. So he would sit down with me. And this was like 3-4 months before he passed away. He would sit. A lot of people don't know this, and it's crazy. I'm talking about this right now. He would sit down with me and teach me the bars. This is how this bar goes. This is how this bar goes, and this is how this bar goes. And how to structure this. I'm saying? If you're going to be talking about this, keep it going. I'm saying? And if you're not going to talk about one topic, this is how to bounce topic to topic and still make sense, So yeah, he was sitting down with me and I wasn't really writing. It was just him writing and him rapping to me. And then we all knew it, from me, Nito to Bori. We all knew my brother's rhymes, by heart. We basically lived together for many, many years. So we knew my brother's rhymes by heart. So fast forward, my brother passes away and I was like, I want to do something in music as more of a dedication to my brother, because he will want this and he will want somebody to keep it going, somehow, some way. So I had my best friend, J Biz. I went to high school with him, graduated high school. He's from Plainfield, New Jersey. He lives in Cali now. He was my first partner in the music. He was already dope, like official from the day I met him in 1998, right, Nito?
Yeah.
From we was 14 years old, J Biz was official, like non-stop bars. And you could go back, I think he was like episode 32 of Beast Bars and Convo. J Biz was on our show, so if y'all want to go back, y'all can go back and watch that episode. But me and my best friend J Biz, I told him I want to push music, but I don't really want to be the music person. I just want to push. You know, I'm ready to push. You know what I'm saying? We was 21 years old. Like, I'm ready to go. You got it. We got a little bit of money. Let's fucking do it. So that's what it started. Me and J Biz. I was pushing J Biz. We did 2 car show tours. Shout out to Rick's Magazine. They still going till this day. Shout out to Rico, owner of Rick's Magazine. You can go to ricksmag.com. They still do car show tours to this day. We headlined. We did 2 tours. The first tour, we opened up for David Rush and Ravenous Prime. The second tour, me and J Biz headlined the second tour. And then who opened up for us was Sipo. His name is also Chris Porter. And a girl, her name is Danielle Dante. She's a big dancer in the house music scene. They opened up for us the second year. So after that, you know, in between that, I was doing music because I was always on J Biz. I would have verses on J Biz songs. So I was always doing music. So we got later on after the tour, we got with a person. Nito knows her. I know her too. We got with a person. She was a booking agent at this time. She got us booked on a crazy, crazy, crazy tour. And the tour never happened. So for 3 months, me and J Biz sat there and was like, what the fuck did we do wrong for this tour to be canceled? Because this tour, we were banking on this tour so much because of the person who we were going to open up for on this tour. And we knew it. This tour goes down, I'm going to quit my job and I'm done. And that was going to be our end. The tour never happened. So I said to J Biz, I still remember it to this day. I said, bruh, I don't want to push music no more. I want to push my music now, because now I felt like at that time I've been in it so long and my lyrical was just getting better and better and better. It's time for me to write my first single, which I did. My first single dropped. It was called That's Choopy. Choopy was my name at first before I became Rich Lewis. It was That's Choopy. I sold 10,000 by myself on iTunes. Nobody helping me with promo, nothing. So when I did that, I was like, yo, you know, I got something. And you know, through the years of going in, me and Biz, we traveled the fucking United States of America. You know, we got a manager. The manager kind of, you know, did us kind of dirty, and me and J Biz separated. So during that time of separation, it was am I gonna go solo artist, or that's it? You know, I'm done. I'm basically done. So 2 years went by. I didn't do no music, nothing. And me and J Biz got back together and we went to go see my cousin Bori open up for Juicy J. And that night I was looking on stage and I looked at Biz and I told Biz, bro, I'm sorry, bro. We were supposed to be on that stage just like this a long, long time ago. And I fucked it up for us by going with somebody else that I shouldn't have went in. I should have been J Biz from the door. How it was, instead of thinking of myself, because I was on some Aries shit. And I was like, it should have been J Biz from the door only. When I saw Lori on that stage opening up for Juicy J, I was so proud. And the dedication just came back to me that night. And then like a month later, I recorded like 5 joints. I dropped 2 videos in that course of months. So I was like, all right, I'm back in it again. You know what I'm saying? Bori gave me the approval, like, yo, cuz you still got it. And I fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, word, I'm back in it again. And you know, we're back in it and still moving. And then, you know, my pops passed away. So I'm like, it's another halt. Like my whole life just stops. And thank God, and I'm so thankful for HGM TV, because if it wasn't for him, I would probably not be on heritagehiphop.com right now at all. And I really wouldn't know what I would be doing, because I'm still trying to figure it out without having my pops here. And then the podcast starts. And Nito, I saw Nito's crazy dedication to this podcast that I was like, holy shit, I'm back in it again. Like I never left. Like back in it again till I told Nito that I'm full force. And if we're not gonna be full force on the podcast, then there's no point for me to even do it, for us to do it, nothing, because Nito's already successful with the videography. So he's already good. But we going fucking so full force with this podcast, and to have the sponsors that Nito has brought on to Beats, Bars, and Convo is just so awesome, and it's keeping the show going and positive. And I hope we don't stop. I hope we can go to 1,000 episodes of Beats, Bars, and Convo. You know, shout out to Class A 1111. You know, that's Beats, Bars, and Convo sponsor. And then there's so many other sponsors that we're working with, and sponsors that we're working on to be part of Beats, Bars, and Convo, that's going to make us leave Instagram and make this transition very soon. We have to, you know what I'm saying? Especially if we have these sponsors that hopefully they accept us soon. So, yeah, that's about it, you know? Beats, Bars, and Convo, let's get it there. Rich Lewis.
I respect that. Shout out to all the sponsors, because I want some too.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Karev, I want to cut you off, but let me tell you, yo, the best thing is to do. You already got a platform, you got leverage, you got knowledge. Just reach out. Let me tell you, I was in the backyard one day. This is a short story with my boy. We was drinking exclusive vodka. We was drinking that shit. You know, it was cheap. That was a cheap bottom shelf vodka. I don't even drink vodka now. But I was like, yo, I should reach out to them, because everybody want to be a Ciroc boy. Like, we could be a team exclusive. I looked up the email and I hit them up and I said, yo, I want to work with you guys. This is what I do. They're like, what is that? I was like, well, me and the yacht club crew, we doing this with X, Y, and Z. We doing that. I got a YouTube. I got an Instagram. They're like, well, we'll send you some T-shirts. I was like, okay, shit. I'm nobody. To me, I feel like a cup to a corporation, I'm nobody. If you can send me products and I can flaunt it and walk around, I'm with it. They started sending me cases of vodka, right? We did home liquor at Irvington.
We performed at Home Liquors in Irvington.
I put together a show at Home Liquor, and we was giving out exclusive vodka, T-shirts, the backdrop, all that shit. So then I used that as leverage to reach out to Bluntville Entourage. We smoked that. We in the studio. That go hand in hand with the artists. I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, I work with exclusive vodka. We in the studio. I'm here. We going here, there. They like, oh yeah, we'll send you some products. So we had the blunt wraps. We had the T-shirts, the roll. I probably still got my rolling tray over there. I got a rolling tray. I had all type of shit. Products.
Yeah, stickers,
everything. So it's like, it's not hard to get sponsors. It's just what people do wrong by getting them is asking for money from the start, because they don't. What do you have to offer? Take that and let it catapult you to that money. Show them what you can do first. Give to get. You know, I give a lot, but it just, at a certain point, I just started slowing down with my giving, because I know what I bring to the table. I ain't coming empty-handed. I'm coming with Class A 1111. I'm coming with the camera. I'm coming with baked. I'm coming with clothes, merch, tumblers, all type of stuff. I'm bringing shit to the table. So that Rich know. My motto is bring a table to the table, because I don't want you to just come with dishes. I could do that. Bring some to the table, and you already got it, because you got this. Look at this. This is amazing to me. I'm honored to be on it. This is dope. You can tell them, look, you show them this, they'll definitely sponsor you. Trust me.
Yes. Hey, Karev, it's so many big corporations out there just throwing the sponsorships at us. I'm literally just throwing it at us from people just starting
Mm-hmm.
to the ones that got the 100,000 views and 100,000 followers. They just throwing the sponsor. I see people being sponsored by some corporations out right now, and I'll be like, damn. Or they already got that sponsor, and like they literally just started, and they got that sponsor already. And I've been working on this sponsor, and they got it already. So it's always a game, especially for us. And these podcasts right now, it's a major game for us.
Right.
We just gotta go get it. We gotta go get it, and we gotta make the water boil. We make the water boil. The shit gonna cook all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the jewel that you get from people who not only do what it is that you like, but we also can help groom you in what it is that you would like to do as far as taking your career to the next level. Because Rich says something that's very interesting. And we've come to this point of the conversation and the podcast called Let's Build, where the artist says something so provocative that we have to stay on that subject just for a little bit before we transition into the more deeper part about music and everything else. And I want to say this. Life is about pain and muscle memory, because every time you go through a pain, you either revert back to your trauma or you revert back into survival mode. And you gave 3 instances of trauma that had to wake you back up into your calling of who you are. Being that this is Men's Mental Health Month, how has hip hop given you an outlet to be you and to protect you from you, so you can advance in the life that you want to create, Rich?
I'm gonna go about artist. Big Pun. Big Pun showed me that even Biggie, no matter how you look, no matter how much you weigh, no matter what you saying, if you be yourself and bring quality to it always, you will always win. You'll always win. And I'm gonna always take that from them 2 artists, especially Big Pun. Big Pun is my idol. He's probably the one that I looked up to the most in the hip hop music. It just showed me that no matter what you are, Big Pun wasn't the best looking dude. He was, you already know, it's almost 600 pounds, and still showed you that if there's a will, there's a way, and we're gonna make it fucking happen. And always gonna make it happen. And what was the second part that you said in that question?
No, you think you answered it, because that makes me go to the next thing, is this. Having an idol or somebody that you look up to means that you see yourself in them for their imperfections and their perfections. One thing I can say about your music is people always talk about how Pun's pen was with the lyrics, but it was his flow that made him so dynamic. It made you want to listen to him. One thing I can tell about your music is you have a proper way to set up words that makes the punchlines followed intensely behind the last syllable of the word. Do you agree? And how did you come to that style?
Yo, to be honest, I have to basically give it to Nito, my brother, my parents, because them 4 kept me around positive things and proper things, and going to a private school and being and enunciating your words, having your pronunciation of fucking words. We don't always have to sound so slang.
Yes.
In all of our bars, and still make it sound hard, and still make it punch. Because shout out to Alcatrax. When my many years of working at Alcatrax Studio and recording at Alcatrax Studio, it'll be certain words like say keep it 100. I'm saying keeping it 100. And Alcatrax used to press the space bar and like, nigga, why can't you say 100? Why you can't say keeping it 100? I'm like, nah, nigga, listen to my word, my last bar, my last ending bar, don't sound like 100. It sound like 100. That's why I said it like that. You know what I mean? And even though Prodigy always told me you don't gotta rhyme for it to sound dope, but I always rhymed. I always made sure if my last bar of my first, if my last word of my first bar didn't rhyme with the second word of my second, but the second last word of my second bar, then that third bar, that last word in that third bar, that's gonna rhyme. And then that fourth bar, that fourth ending bar gonna rhyme with that second ending bar. To me, at least in my eyes. You know what I mean? But again, Prodigy said, you don't gotta rhyme to sound dope. And a lot of times Prodigy didn't rhyme at all. But that shit was always official.
But you know what I get from you? Sometimes when y'all heard you rhyme, because I do research, y'all should know me by now.
Of course.
Some of your rhymes remind me of Deep Cover when the Pun and Fat Joe joint.
I like it.
I
love it.
It's syllable and structured like that, right?
Yeah.
But you put up Pun, so I'm gonna bring up some Pun songs, and you tell me if I'm off when it comes to your style.
I got you.
That's the first one for me.
I fucking love it. I take that as a fucking compliment. I'm definitely not gonna disagree with it. That's fucking awesome.
Because when you listen to it, and most people just doing this. But if you look at it, I'm not talking about Dead in the Middle of Little Italy. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the transition sets up. I'll put your family in the hearse and the teach in the verse. Like there's a transition from your bar to your word. It's not like no disrespect. But remember Capadonna, my slang territorial. Remember it's Kate. Something, and then you don't do that. You don't do that. You go such a then, and then it's like if you was watching The Last Dragon, Bruce Lee,
it's like a flow.
It's a consistent flow of movement that brings you to the beat.
Yeah,
that's one style I heard you do. The second song that made me think about you is Capital Punishment. I'm just using Pun right now. I'm just using Pun.
I love it. You say all my favorite songs.
So on Capital Punishment, right? Where the majority are the majority, like you know what I'm saying? You have a way when you rhyme to use a word to set up a word, but like a pulse makes this like the body move. The pulse is the pulse is the key to a vampire survival because the heart is the rhythm that gives them life. If you could catch the pulse of a beat, not only do you give songs life, but you go into a pocket that brings the listener to sit down to enjoy the song. Tell me about that. And how did you get there? Hey, Nito, we cooking.
No, I got you. I love it.
Hey, Kareem, ask the question one more time, please.
Like, how do you catch the person into the pulse of the song by putting them in the pocket with a flow that makes them sit down? How did you master that with your craft?
My thing is, you know, I try to rap about what I've been through. You know, I try to rap about what I've seen. I try to rap about what I've heard. I try to rap about what I've learned. You know what I'm saying? Rap about the knowledge that Nito gave me all my life. Rap about the knowledge my brother gave me all my life. Trying to a lot of my verses and me bringing people in come from trying to be better than J-Biz. Because a lot of the music that you heard is me trying to be better than J-Biz. Because we were always like that in the studio. He already knew he was better. So he didn't have to be like that to me. But me coming at him, I used to be like, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up in this bars today. Today is gonna happen. So that's how I always brought it in my music. My music was always made that I had to be better than my partner. Because my partner was so official.
Wait a minute, let's connect this to Mental Health Month. Because one thing men need is a person to build them up. And hip hop, a lot of people take that the wrong way. They take competition as you're taking something away from somebody when steel sharpens steels, right?
True.
But when
Yes, sir.
when a man sharpens a man, no disrespect and no Paul shit, but when a man sharpens a man, you create wisdom, you create knowledge, you create understanding. And I want to ask you something, because you said Jay Biz was from Plainfield.
Yeah.
He's from Plainfield, yes.
Now, you're from Irvington.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you really know the history of New Jersey hip-hop, anybody out there who doesn't, Irvington hip-hop was more boom bap related hip-hop, where it was very edgy and street. Shout out to the South Ward that actually, proposed that out of our sound. Yeah, in Plainfield had, they were boom bap, but they had more jazz tunes. They had more back sound. So if you know about Signs of Life and all people like that, then you know that's a clash of styles. So he may have been better than him, but you may have bought something sound-wise that he had to go, oh shit, that was kind of dope, but let me incorporate. And then he brought something to you that made you go, he better than me, but I'm gonna mess with him because I think I can show him who I am. I'm gonna ask you both this question, and then we're gonna go to commercial break. Nito, I'm gonna let you go first because I want the artist to finish last. How do you show the world who you are in your craft and let the world know that you are who you say you are?
Well, first of all, you have to find something that's your niche in everything you do. You got to find that, what you could do that's good. Me, I feel like my turnaround time, nobody want to wait for the videos. They don't want to sit around. I hate it. I hated it. I hated waiting for, oh, yo, I got you a month later. You waiting for Nimi, like, yo, no disrespect. Nimi the God. Rock Davis the God when it comes to videos. I look up to them. I tell them right now, I talk to Rock all the time, but I wanted to be the best. I want to give you that best turnaround time. So you always, because since so many people doing it, I'm guaranteeing you're going to get it back faster than me with the same good quality, but just faster. Oh, what happened to Rich? Yeah, but you're going to get it faster than me. You're going to get it fast always. That's what I built myself on, is turnaround time. Because I just think that's just the perfect. Why not? Like, why not try to go hard at doing that? Like, because everybody else probably going hard at looking for the look. You're going to get the look and the turnaround time with me. So that's what I do in my business of this. And hold on, I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut. And plus, you're getting a real good guy that does it. So when I shoot, I always overshoot. I'm not there just for the money, because I feel like when you do it with the love and the passion of it, the money gonna come regardless. Because people could tell that, oh yeah, this guy loves what he does. He's really perfectionist. He really looks. He get details. He's not just in there just, oh yeah, what you want me to do? Like I'm giving them stuff like, oh, you should do this. You should move this way, and you should walk this way because that look corny. I got a little bit of that from Nimi, because he used to yell like, yo, that shit whack. Yo, why y'all doing that? So I'd be telling them too, I ain't gonna let you just put out anything just to get money. I need you to put out quality shit, especially with my name on it. HGMC. Peace.
All right, Rich, pick it up.
Oh, what was the question again?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
He is truly an artist, y'all, because he in the moment and he take off, yo. You know what? I don't even want to answer the question no more. I messed up, yo. He just threw my head up. But it's all, like I said, he sharpened you, you sharpened him.
Yeah.
It's about knowing yourself, getting to where you are, and showing the world who you are. You talk to me about hitting on the stage, but like, man, I'm dropping it. Nah, we built enough. Nah, we ain't doing it. Nah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you joined us today. Shout out to Shakira tuning in from Georgia. We cooking over
Shout
here.
out to Shakira. Shakira, what up?
What up,
how y'all enjoying this so far? We good?
Oh, this is
awesome. I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special edition of Heritage Chip Out, because I usually only go for an hour, but for them, this is special for me. And you're gonna find out why after we return from our break. And remember, when we come back, we're gonna talk about them bars, yo.
Let's go.
They think it's rap bars. No, it's podcast bars. Watch
Yes,
this.
sir.
Where you get your hip hop from? Yeah. What's up? This Tribal Trigger Trench in the building. You already know. Nip, naughty.
Hey, Redman is in the building, of course. Jersey's finest, all about them bars, marijuana smoker. Hey, PSA announcement. I need everybody go support. That's right, support my fucking state, my city. Heritage Hip Hop, a New Jersey media source that celebrates New Jersey hip hop worldwide. Facts. Please subscribe to Heritage Hip Hop on social media. That is Heritage Hip Hop on social media.
What up, y'all, man? It's your boy Do It All, Do Pray Kelly, right here on Heritage Hip Hop, man. Look, man, let me tell you something. Make sure you support Heritage Hip Hop, because without these brothers bringing you hip hop, we're not gonna stay informed, man, the way that we need to stay informed, man. And they're not just giving you hip hop, man. They're giving you the heritage of hip hop right here, man. Yo, Kareem, I see you. Heritage Hip Hop, man. Let's do it. It ain't nothing like Heritage Hip Hop.
I rock to my own shit. I don't care about what y'all
That was dope.
Yeah,
I love that beat. Who made that beat right there? That was dope.
G-Rock, C&D Coalition. Shout out to Jersey.
Nice. Shout out to G-Rock.
The self-proclaimed original MC from New Jersey. He brought hip-hop to New Jersey.
Oh.
That's what he says.
Oh.
Shout out to my brother. But
I love it.
But I want to go into one song, but then I want y'all to flex y'all knowledge through your podcasting lens, because it's very easy to talk about music, beats, and all that, which we will.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to talk about. See, Sunday Drive is my joint, yo. You know, little man like it too.
Yo, I appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Grandson? That's your grandson?
That's my grandbaby, yeah.
That's awesome. God bless.
Shout out to HGM Bori. Shout out to the squad as a whole, because one thing about a movement, if you don't move together, you're not really a movement. You're a failure. And y'all have successfully done things. Yes, you can have the rest of the. The one thing about a movement is when it comes together, not only can you create sound, but you could create a wave that opens up other opportunities. Tell me about Sunday Drive, right? And tell me how that opened you up as an artist. And Nito, tell me about how that affected you when it came to moving forward with your dreams and dynamics in this path you're in.
You want me to start, Rich?
Yeah, you started.
All right, so yeah, that's funny that you said that, because Sunday Drop is more than just a song to us. It's like a reality. You know what I mean? So Sunday Drive was like a mission. I know everybody from Jersey know that up top trip, uptown Harlem trip to go get whatever you get. You know, we ain't gonna incriminate nobody up there, but we used to take that Harlem Drive, and we used to do it on a Sunday a lot. I mean, we did it on a lot of days, but that Sunday Drive was like, it was soulful. Like, we'd be playing music, we riding around, we waiting to get up top, we getting what we get, we coming back, we lit. I'm gonna just say that we lit. We rolling up stuff. We in the zone. We listening to music. We just zoned out, and that's what made that song came about. Is because rest in peace to my cousin Horb, which is Rich Lewis' older brother, my older cousin. We rolled together heavy, and like Rich said earlier, he was into the music. He was like first for everything. First, he putting us on the spots uptown, so he brought us up there first. And I felt like that song was something like either a dedication from Rich and Bori to him, and those trips that we used to take. Cause that's like, it's like real talk. Like, everybody that knows we stay going to Harlem
all the time.
156, the Seal spot.
Yes. 170 Autobahn.
Yeah, all those spots. Shout out to Popo, shout out to Jigga, shout out to Jigga, Fat Boy, you know, all that. We used to be up there, youngest. So when people be rapping about stuff, we rap about stuff we really did. Like really did.
For real.
From people that really grew up in a grounded house, We just telling you a real trip that people did through a song.
Oh shit. And before the Sunday Drive started, it was a whole lot of music happening, and it was never a Rich Lewis Bori song.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Bori was always talking about it all the time, and we was always sending each other beats. Saying, just never got to doing it until Bori sent me that beat. And he was like, yo, it's a producer from Chicago. I can't even remember the producer name, but it's a producer from Chicago made the beat. Bori bought the exclusive rights to it. And it turned into being my song, kind of. Because when we recorded it at Alcatraz, shout out to Alcatraz Studio, when we recorded it, Bori was like, this is yours and I want to be featured on it. And I'm like, what you mean? You sent me the beat. You sent me the beat. I wrote to it as I'm going to be featured on HGM Bori's song. And Bori was like, nah. He was like, I want this to be your song. He's like, I'm going to be featured on it. And he was like, we going to push it. You know what I'm saying? And Bori already had the hook. Had the hook ready. We recorded it that day. You know what I'm saying? And we put it out. And then it took a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We was pushing it. I performed it. I performed it at a couple of shows. Bori came through. Bori performed it at a couple of his shows. I came through.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of went slow with it. And we stopped pushing it. And then Nito he got a camera now.
Mm-hmm.
And Nito, like, just out of nowhere, him and HGM Vince, he just called me and Bori. He's like, yo, y'all get dressed. He's like, y'all got haircuts and all of that. I'm like, yo, it's crazy because I just got my haircut. It was all good. He's like, yo, we going to New York. We're going to go shoot at Supreme clothing store. We're going to go shoot all around Uptown. We're going to take a ride through the bridge and all of that. We're going to shoot. We're going to go in Irvington. We're going to shoot all around. So we shot the Sunday Drive video. And then Nito debuted the Sunday Drive video Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday Drive video came out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the Sunday Drive been going. And it gets a lot of love. A lot of people still talk about it till this day, and it's old to us, you know what I'm saying? Because, we did it a minute ago, but when people still react to it now, it still brings it back like it's brand new. Because there's always, every time me and Bori talk, we always got a story like, yo, somebody listened to Sunday Drive, they told me it was dope. You know what I mean? But I was like, yo, it's the same here. So it's always somebody every other week telling me, yo, I heard Sunday Drive, yo, it was pretty dope. You know what I mean? I fucks with it. So yeah, Sunday Drive is out there.
What's interesting? God always brings these things full circle because I'm gonna be honest with you. The only you know why hip hop sucks today? Yes, all y'all suck. I don't give a fuck who y'all are. Y'all suck.
For real.
But the reason why hip hop sucks today is because it doesn't have any emotional attachment to it. And what you just exposed to us was deeper than making the song.
Yes.
See, as being a podcaster, our major gift to the culture is we are the new media. It's been convoluted. It's been taken over by washed up artists and good artists that have something to say. People, they dick ride. They all up on the pole, just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to us, we're able to give the emotional attachment the ability to shine because now people can relate.
Mm-hmm.
You premiered a video on Super Bowl Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That puts you in elite levels like In Living Color. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Janet Jackson, Prince, and all that because they showed you something that day that lives forever.
Yes.
As a podcaster, now we get the opportunity to bring conversation to the forefront so people can live forever.
Mm-hmm.
Has hip hop been brought back to the legacy conversation because of the microphone, or as hip hop starting to turn a corner to understand that legacy is important? What do y'all think?
I would have to say it's a little bit of both. You know what I mean? Because with the podcast, I even have to bring Gilly and Wallow as an example. Because not only do they do a podcast, and they have an area, they got a place, where they record their podcast, but they actually go out there and build with every artist in their hometown. They actually go there, sit there with them, see what's going on in their life. And I think that is so dope. And it just brings more to the music because like you said before, Karev, the music gets felt more when you can hear the song and you can see it and know what's going on in the song. That's what I think podcast is doing for the artist now. It's giving the artist vision. It's giving artists that don't have substance at all some sort of substance into their music with the podcast. I know we do it because there's many artists that we've had on Beast Bars and Convo that we probably weren't the biggest fans of their music, but their following that they do have brought substance to us, and our podcast brought substance to their music that might not be as much of quality for some, but it could be for others, But that's why, us podcasts and the people in our comments and all that, we'll let them know, is it quality or not? So yes, I think the podcast is definitely bringing back the legacy for hip hop by just going in and diving deeper into the artists, the way a lot of podcasts are these days.
Nito, go pick it up.
Yeah, I think the same way because I feel like if you don't see, you remember Smack DVD? I was a big fan.
Exactly.
I know everybody's a big fan. If you wasn't a fan of Smack DVD, you must be fucking retarded to me. Because that definitely got a history, just like Yo MTV Raps. What was my other show? Video Music Box with Ralph McDaniels. You remember they was doing the same thing, but it just changed. Like what Steve Jobs said, Steve Jobs said, the world made things, we got to make what the world made better. So if somebody made tires, who gonna make that tire better? So it went from Yo MTV Raps to Video Music Box. Well, it was Video Music Box and Yo MTV Raps around the same era, but it got better with time. Then it went to Smack DVDs, and now it's podcasts. Like that, it seemed like it just jumped from DVDs to podcasts. So being a podcaster, I just feel like I really want to go more in the streets and interview people from where they at. Because we need to know your hometown. We need to see this. We need to call you out on what you're talking about in your music. Because you can't just put up music and just say, oh, for example, well, I hate it, but like a little, I'm just say Little Drill, like an artist name. His name would be Little Drill, whatever. If you say, "Oh, I shot this," blah, 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 okay, let me see this because I need to see if this is really you. Because we grew up in an era when you rapped about what you really did. You don't just make up shit just to go viral and just trendy shit. You don't do the content shit. That's what they do now. There's a lot of content rap out there, and it need to be more exposed to me. Because I feel like the fake shit is not going to leave you a legacy. Just like let me. I don't want to. I know I might be jumping off subject, but it's still on subject. But I saw a 12-year-old. I posted on the page today. I mean, a 17-year-old on his podcast on YouTube. He was dissecting Illmatic. It was his first time. He said, I never even listened to 90s music. I don't give a He's like, all I knew was somebody. He said a couple artists, but he's like, I never listened to Nas. I'm like, whoa. So that was just wild to me. Because if you're going to be into music, you got to listen to Nas. Like, once. So he went through Illmatic, and when he went to It Ain't Hard to Tell, he said, yo, bro, this guy is painting a picture through his raps. And that's what artists young don't understand when they start saying, oh, they rapping. I don't want to hear it. That's leaving a legacy because now he went back and listen to Nas. He guess you said he was. I just told you he was 17 when Nas dropped Illmatic. How old was he? About 18, 17, or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was just full circle to show that if we post it, so I posted on the page because I'm like, yo, the world got to see this. The youngins got to see this. My kids know this. My kids right here know bars. They know entendres. They know they know music. They're not going to just listen. They listen to, little Uzis and all that stuff, but they know bars. They know who got bars. And doing this podcast, it gets us to keep that history of hip hop real and fresh and opinionated and that battle and people just differences. I just love that.
All right, so check this out. Do you know that got superpowers?
Huh?
Do you know you have a superpower?
Superpower?
I'm sure everybody has a certain superpower.
Yeah, but part of your power is realizing it.
Mm-hmm.
And The Walking Dead was made for a reason. But we'll talk about that another time. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That young man who listened to Illmatic for the first time has never been your age, but you've been his age.
Yes.
Yep.
So you exist in the past, present, and future at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes your podcast an institution. But because you could talk about the past and the present to enlighten the future all in one conversation.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Today I had a conversation with my people. Shout out to Jamal. Only Built for Cuba Links is his favorite album. And he was 4 when the album came out.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So when I talked to him and I said, yo, you weren't there. You don't understand how big this album was. Like, you don't get it. They're like, nah. He's like, nah, this is great. I was like, and I told my other peoples on Twitter, shout out to Hip Hop Hero, shout out to my group, The Block. Hip hop is to be lived, to be understood, but it is to be experienced, to be appreciated.
True.
Yes, sir.
What is the deepest hip hop story you ever experienced that made you love it? And what is the deepest hip hop story that you've lived to make your life fulfilled because of it?
Can I go first, Nito? Because this is going to be a big one for me and Nito because we were there at the same time to witness this.
My God.
Correct. Puerto Rican Day Parade, yes. 1998.
That almost brought a tear to my eye a little bit.
Capital Punishment just dropped. When Big Pun's float stopped right in front of us and we saw his fat ass get up and fucking spit the illest bars ever in life, I looked at Nito and my brother and I said, I fucking love Big Pun and there's nobody gonna be as great as this ever. And this is fucking hip hop. And this is what we just saw right now is probably the greatest shit that we'll ever see ever. Like, and for him to, I'm talking about, it went so crazy, Kareb, that New York police could not stop us from rushing the float. Kareb, I'm 14 years old at the Puerto Rican Day Parade with my cousin Nito and my brother. They in their early 20s. And we rushed the float. Pushed the barricades and everything because Big Pun was out there killing that shit. Killing it. Like, it was, and that's probably my best hip hop story I'll ever have ever. And I have so many from being at so many concerts with Nito, festivals and all of that. But that day in 1998, Puerto Rican Day Parade, Big Pun fucking destroyed it. All 70 blocks on 5th Avenue. Destroyed it. Because once he did that in front of us, we followed his float all the way to Central Park. And he rocked that shit all the way to fucking Central Park.
Yeah, he was wilding.
And Capital Punishment album just released. It was Kareb. That shit was crazy, Kareb. Shit was nuts.
Yeah, if you'd have seen this day, like Fat Joe's like, I want to introduce my artist, Big Pun. He gets up like Angie. I'm talking about Angie. I'm just painting the pictures hot. Angie Martinez.
Everybody was on the floor.
It's like, yo, get the fuck back. We're going to take us out of the parade.
Yo,
Fat
that
Joe
shit,
like,
yo,
get the fuck back. They gonna take us out of the parade. Y'all wildin'. We
just,
like,
just, and
holy
correct,
shit.
just hearing them bars come out like that live,
Yeah.
yo, we looked at each other. We was like, what the fuck? Yo, he was destroying that shit for 70 blocks straight. Like, yo, it was crazy, yo. That shit was crazy.
Let me tell
Best
you
day
another,
ever.
let me tell you a moment, right? It might be a little earlier, but I have a lot of moments in hip hop that was like wild to me. Me and Ed Lover was wild. Just sitting at a bar and Ed Lover sitting next to me, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm talking to Ed Lover about the Giants right now. We're not even talking about music, we're just talking about the Giants. That was wild. But just fast forward that. Uh, when we had that show, you remember me and Grumpy had the show, Urban Mike, at the restaurant in East Orange? When Pace One came there and said, yo, bro, I'm gonna do this song for my boy Nito over there. When he did I Declare War, it was historic to me. It's warmed my heart. Cause my cousin and Pace One, little brother, was real tight. All of us was
Yes,
tight.
sir.
He used to be at the house with the NPC, Pace One. This is when the outsiders was really on their shit. We was like, yo, we want to be out. We all want to be outsiders. We like, yo, we want to
Hell
be
yeah.
outsiders. And then we had Pace, little brother, there when they went. They on tour. You know, they had the out bus, the outhouse, all that shit. So for him to do that there, it just made me smile in my heart because I knew my cousin probably like, yo, well,
We did it.
I want to
We did
backtrack
it.
too. Because when Rich said my cousin used to perform, he used to perform, do shows, all type of shit. He used to ask us to come on stage. We used to be shy as hell, like, nah, we can't do it. And he like, you can do it, yo. So when we do things now, it don't bother me. I do it with a heartbeat. I'll run on any stage. I'll do
Yes,
anything
sir.
because he lives through us now. You know what I mean? So that's the passion in those hip hop moments. And there you go. Or I have another story.
Hell yeah.
But see, that passion is what makes what we do so important because passion comes out in bars, passion comes out in beats, passion comes out in memories, and passion comes out in exposure.
Facts.
Since you've done the podcast, what was your favorite episode and what was your favorite song you heard doing your podcast?
Nito, you can go first.
I'm
You can go. We probably got the same episode.
I'm definitely gonna go with David Rush. I'm sorry.
David Rush, same one.
David Rush.
David Rush.
Because people be thinking they doing so much. That's why we started doing the show again. Because we want artists from Jersey to express what they did, their history in the hip hop scene. And a lot of people probably mention names like Arsenal, Fetty Wap, and different things, and they don't know that David Rush did shit with Pitbull. Come on, Pitbull?
Platinum.
You do shit with Pitbull. That's global. That's not just Florida. That's not just going to get you Mississippi. I'm talking about Australia, all type of shit. You know, those EDM events, all those big.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? You getting that vibe. And you get that crossover because you're getting the Latino side too. So
you know what's so crazy? You know what's so crazy? Them bars that Nito just said of Pitbull's right there, David Rush wrote it.
Wow.
Okay.
And David Rush is from Jersey.
Yes,
another artist from Jersey making history.
Platinum Grammy nominated.
So as much as they want to put a dark cloud over Jersey, you're never gonna do it because we're historic. Like it's historic.
And for real.
And
not only hell yeah.
I'm sorry.
And not only with David Rush, you know, David Rush brought substance to our show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not only did we talk about him being platinum and writing for everyone in the industry and, you know, being Grammy nominated, you know what I'm saying? We talked about him and his life, you know, and him having, you know, kidney failure,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Him getting a transplant and him going through it again, he has to get another transplant again, and he's still here, still living, still writing for artists, still making his own music. You know what I mean? And like Nito said, that David Rush is our probably our best episode and he still got probably one of the best songs that we play till this day on Beast Bars and Convo.
Yes.
Which is what's the name of the song, Nito? I'm bad. God Mode. Shout out to David Rush. He got a song called God Mode. So if you ever want to hear that one day, super fire. Written, produced, mixed, and mastered all on his own.
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out to David Rush, man. Fucking still talented to this day.
That's phenomenal, because at the end of the day, if you can't connect to the artist, how can you connect to their music?
True. Yes, sir.
But connection, once again, is an experience, not just the sound. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna bring up some scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about how you would feel in that situation. What was the name of that tour? First ever tour in Madison Square Garden. Run DMC and DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. It was the first time Run ever performed Run's house, and he dissed everybody on that bill and told them that he was the God MC of the time. Mm-hmm. Imagine being in the crowd when that happened. What do you think? How Beast Bars and Convo would have reacted in that situation?
Oh man,
what was that? What was it? Crush Groove or it was a Crush Groove?
The movie. That was the movie. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. You remember when he came out there and performed? He was like, "Whose house?"
Run's house.
That was epic. Mm-hmm. That's epic. So imagine doing that at
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
that show. I feel like was that Fresh Fest? I don't remember what it's called, but it was that. Like imagine. All right. Go ahead. What's about that?
No, I was just gonna say real quick, stuff like that I wish I could have been there for.
Facts.
Like that's probably my biggest feeling out of it. Like, damn.
Okay.
Being there for that just probably would be crazy.
Let's speed it up. Imagine being at the Apollo when NWA performed and Mob Style came out and they booed them and started the East Coast, West Coast war, the original one, ladies and gentlemen. When Niggas for Life came out and you heard the good, the bad, the ugly. You see, a little street that was Easy-E dissing Mob Style and going at Harlem. Imagine being in the crowd that night. How would Beast Bars and Convo have reacted?
Oh yeah, I would have started filming right away. You would have definitely had to document that shit. Like,
to be honest, film right away, and you got to be on the swivel because you got West Coast niggas in Harlem right now. So what's gonna happen after this event is over or during this event? Is there something about to happen inside Apollo? NWA on stage, being real ill right now in Harlem. You know what I mean? And I know Harlem niggas is in the crowd waiting, or they outside of Apollo Theater waiting. So yeah, we gotta be on the swivel in there also, but definitely Nito, turn that camera on because this is gonna be good footage for Beast Bars and Convo.
You definitely want to get, I'm not to just film shit happening. I want to get people reaction. I want to get the crowd what they talking, how they feeling this just went down, because that's what really build up the story is getting with the people that's seeing it also, like you, their perspective of it and what their thoughts are.
Definitely.
So let's continue. Imagine being in the middle of Long Beach, California, and Doggy Style just dropped. What would Beast Bars and Convo be?
I'm gonna be smoking a lot of bud, probably. If I'm in Long Beach, California, during Doggy Style, we're talking about 1996, right? I think when Doggy Style dropped, 1996. I gotta say, I'm in the 6th grade. I probably wasn't smoking bud at this time, but if I'm gonna be out there, I'm definitely gonna be smoking a whole lot because if I'm out there, we from that area. If we're gonna be out there, if that's happening, we very proud of Doggy Style dropping at that time. Just like if I can even take it when Muddy Waters dropped, we felt very proud during that time in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So I would have to say, if I'm in Long Beach, California during that time, Doggy Style, I'll probably be smoking a lot of bud and in celebration because somebody from our area is releasing right now. Well, and we already know who it is, and he got the music that we love. So I think that would be my reaction.
if Beast Bars and Convo out there, we definitely gonna try to link up with Snoop somehow because we need him on the show doing it live. Like somewhere we
Definitely.
gotta try to find. We in Long Beach and we gotta pass too, because you know you can't be everywhere out there without a pass. You gotta check in
Yes,
with the
sir.
right people and all that stuff. So if we could get out there, I would definitely want to get with Snoop somewhere, be in the studio, getting high as shit, like Reed said, and just
Hmm.
zoning out. That's it. Just getting the response of the people. I want to see how they feeling off the song.
Okay, so
Definitely.
that brings me to another point. Because if y'all haven't paid attention, I'm not doing this podcast. They're actually talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I love it.
so I want to ask y'all this. We're gonna go. I like to do this called project versus project,
Hmm.
but it's not album versus album.
Okay.
For y'all, I'm gonna do something different because y'all are
Okay.
podcasts, and I enjoy y'all platform a lot.
Appreciate you.
Project versus project for me is going to be about the Black Eyes in New Jersey hip hop history,
Okay.
because New York is proud of who they are, right?
Mhm.
New York is the Game of Thrones, kingdoms that's fight for supremacy. Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, Yonkers now, that Buffalo. Like you got so many Long Island. You got so many people in different areas of the state that they fight for that supremacy to the point where they fuck themselves over. I can't lie. Y'all, instead of being the forefront in hip hop, a lot of New York hip hop has become, we are we are who we are. Y'all should respect us, but the quality is not being supported. Shout out to the Bad Seed because he makes great music. Notes 82, salute. But in the South was allowed to run with hip hop because there was a organized movement to make New York the sound and LA the visuals.
Yeah.
So then as it was getting attacked or suppressed, the South came in with their own thing, and it actually stabilized the game again, right? Shout out to the Midwest and everybody. LA is using tribalism to take the sound. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, because now we hear the Whoops, Jason Martin, Problem. We hear London Drugs. We hear, I forgot the ladies, but we hear so much of the West Coast now that TD is back. Snoop got Death Row, and the game has always been rocking. And we get, and Exhibit just released a great album, The Kingmaker, and it's like the West is there. But for all that New Jersey holds itself back playing little brother syndrome. So let's go project versus project. And the project is Project Hatred. What did New Jersey miss on, in your opinion? And let's have a conversation. What would have catapulted New Jersey in the way that you think New Jersey would have been second to none, or had a run of its own where people had to stamp us separate from New York and not blend us in? Rich, you go first as the artist.
I'm gonna say probably the first mistake Jersey as a whole in the in the hip hop entertainment scene was we never had our own. And when I say we never had our own, we never had no radio station. We never had, in a arena. We got an arena now, but even that arena uses New York to do stuff over here. It's never us. So that'll probably be the one big mistake I would say that's holding New Jersey back. Another one that's holding New Jersey back, and it probably started after the legends of New Jersey, I'm going to say, is nobody got the fuck out of New Jersey. Everybody, a lot of us, even including me, a lot of us stayed here. And instead of taking our show on the road, as Casper would say, it's always going to be New Jersey. But the only way we're going to make New Jersey is by taking the show on the road. And that's a lot of mistakes that artists in my era made. That's a lot of mistakes that artists in this era is still making. Is that they don't take the show on the road. I see everything they do is always done in New Jersey or in New York. We've been there and done that for the last 40 years, 50 years of hip hop. We've been there and done that. You know, and if we're gonna take the show on the road, Fetty Wap is probably one of the biggest examples from the new era of New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had one song, and he took that one song on the road for many, many years until somebody was like, "Hold up, we might got some," and then boom, it exploded. You know, but it just didn't explode over here first. He exploded everywhere else to make it explode over here for him. And then he had Jersey. Everybody was rocking with him. He had a good run, you know. But I think that's just probably our only mistake is that nobody. I see a lot. There's so many artists right now coming out of Jersey, and it's just they're not going anywhere with it. Yeah, it's cool. They selling out the clubs in Jersey. You know, when they do an event in New Jersey, you know, they have a good turnout because, yeah, their supporters are in New Jersey. But is that the only support you have that's going to make New Jersey huge? You know what I'm saying? And that's the one, again, the support in New Jersey only is not going to make New Jersey huge. We know about Ludacris. We know about Jermaine Dupri. We know about Scarface. We know about all of these other artists because they left their home and made sure they came to our state and let it be known this is who I am and this is what I'm doing. I saw Scarface perform over here in New York. I saw Outkast perform over here in New York, doing their own show. It wasn't like part of Summer Jam or nothing. No, I went to the Outkast show. And then that's how my love found them because they came to us instead of them just being stagnant in their area. And that's how they do it in Jersey too. I feel like we're not going to anybody. And we got social media. Yes, social media is awesome. And it's always a way to get to the world. But we still have to be there in the physical. We got to be somewhere else in the physical. And I think that's the only mistake New Jersey is. That's the biggest mistake New Jersey artists are making.
Nito, pick it up.
Yo, like he said, you definitely got to travel. You definitely got to get out there so we get, because people want to hear that different sound. You remember, you know, if you ever watch our show, we have Cass up there, and he always say, when you was in Jersey and you heard a West Coast song, like you said, Doggy Style, you could hear it and felt like you was in the West Coast. When you heard a Midwest joint, like I'm gonna just say Crucial Conflict, you remember, hey, they was country as hell. We felt like we was up there. We like, oh shit. We heard Florida. We heard Trick Daddy in them. We felt like we was in Florida. We over there with we on Miami Beach. Jersey got pain, right? Pain music. We go through shit. It's not multicultural there. Jersey is multicultural because it's a big place, but the big city, which is Newark, New Jersey, is more Black and Latino and pain from going through life and ups and downs and struggle. People like hearing that shit because they going through ups and downs and can relate. That could be therapeutic if you capture that sound. That's just one sound of Jersey. Then we had the club sound, right? Before TikTok, it was Jersey doing those dances. How did they let TikTok take over what we started? They let a whole social media take over dancing and music, which what we was doing since the 70s. Club 88. Yes, what was that other? Oh man, the Zanzibar. Alleganza. All of those spots, we was doing that every day. Forget that era. How about Little Man? DJ Little Man. All of those people.
DJ Frosty.
All of those people were TikTok, and they had artists rapping on their club sound already. Now y'all just let the world take over the club, the Jersey club, and just run with it and make money off of it. We keep letting them do that instead of coming together and creating a unit of our own right here. We could create radio stations. I don't know why nobody go down to A Squad Rebel Radio. I just don't understand it. It's right there.
I could tell you.
That should be the Jersey headquarters for radio.
But I could tell you why, because of money. It's all about marketing. And New York being the biggest market, their economy is different. I'm not going to say A Squad Rebel Radio is failing. I'm going to say the opportunity that Beast Bars and Convo, Heritage Hip Hop, Time to Grind, Flip the Script Radio, Radio, everybody, we have to come together and corner the market on marketing and promotion.
Yes.
But here's my problem with New Jersey. We always live, what year is it? It's 2020 something. We always live 30 years in the past instead of celebrating our generation. Like,
yes.
You're Rich, you're part of a generation. Everybody talk about Arsenal and Surf, right? And respect, they're supposed to. Shout out to Shaq, Clips, and all of them, right? But what about Young Blood era? What about that era? What about the era of Double O? Or what about what's my man's name, yo? What about Mass Confusion?
Yes.
Let's come out of Newark. Why are we not talking about? I just interviewed somebody from Elizabeth, Kais, of course. Okay. Why are we not talking about Joker and Rawway and all them areas? Why are we not talking about Big Lou and Camden? See, the thing I found out about Jersey is the one thing Jersey has a very ex-girlfriend vibe to it.
Yeah.
That I can do it and you can do it, well, I could do it better.
Yeah.
Or I'll shit on you to make myself look better. And we have so many internal things that go on that it hurts us. I personally think, and this is just my opinion, I think what would have helped New Jersey is, and this is my dream scenario, like I said, I'm not knocking nobody, because please.
Yeah.
If we didn't have that East Orange Newark issue, if Uptown Anthem Remix would have came out with Tretch and Redman, that would have been something crazy.
Because you're right, they had their, at that time, they wanted to be who's on top at that time. Yep. But it's not, like I said, not bad with healthy competition, but there still has to be a united front at home. We can't be, we go at each other, but we on the road, then we're together. I think that's whack, because that's the old guard. And it's not whack on them, because like I said, that's the time they was in. But if you look at how money is made, there's more money made in cooperation than competition. I want to ask y'all this question when it comes to competition. Hogarab, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to ask you a question before you skip that subject.
Let's go.
Why do you don't think they don't want to do that now? Like in their older age, they still do.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nope, it doesn't matter.
Queen Latifah,
It doesn't matter.
Red,
doesn't matter. No,
Stretch,
doesn't matter. No.
Lauren.
No. It doesn't matter. Nope.
No.
Wyclef.
No.
Huh?
It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
Why not though?
How many reasons you want?
2.
The best reason.
Ageism in the music culture, for one, when it comes to hip hop, because they're not current artists, it'll be seen as, oh, that's nice. And that's it. 2, because of ageism, you're not striking while the iron's hot. You're striking off of nostalgia. And nostalgia builds a new artist, not an older artist, because that's their era. So it's not their fault necessarily, but it's how the game is structured. Because if you hear older artists that's not our hip hop artists say they love our music, they just don't like us singing it. That tells you that their look is wrong, their age is wrong. They're not even appreciating who they are. They're not putting money behind them. There's no budget behind it. Red just came out with that Jersey O song, right? Or is it Jersey O? Where they used the Sugar Hill Game. They did that, right?
Yeah.
But think about it. As a man with money, those artists are not in their prime. So how do you market that?
You get some of the young ones like for example, how about Lauryn Hill and her son? You know, her son got the biggest. His shit is on 2K and all that shit. It's on everywhere. So you bring those, like, say she brought her son. Spray Tretch brought Albie Al, for example. You know what I mean? Just those old heads grab Sue Surf, Arsenal, Shotgun Shugs, and Flea, Mod Savage. You know, all of these people, y'all could bring out, start a tour of your own, so you don't feel too young. I mean, too old, and bring those younger artists with them.
You know what? I always gonna agree with Nito on that, because that's what I want to see. That's what we want to see. That's what a lot of people would love to see. You know, but I also agree with Karev of why it's like kind of impossible with it as well. You know what I mean? Just because that the people that we do want to see come back and feel like that they can still do it, the younger age won't appreciate it like we will appreciate it.
I don't know.
And then,
you know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and then the younger age that you would think, you know, to collaborate with, I just feel like, you know, and it's not all the younger eras. Like we can't put Redman with Flea.
Yes, we can.
We can. You know what I'm saying? But I just still think it won't be a good mix.
But we can make it a good mix.
Yeah.
We can make it a good mix, yes. But it's about, do they want to make it do they want to take the risk of trying to make it a good mix?
But it's not a risk. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. Like,
it would be a risk for Redman.
No, it won't. No, it wouldn't.
Why not? Why not?
Because you're talking about doing it in Jersey.
Doing it everywhere if it's going to be a tour.
Let's start in Jersey. It would not be a risk for Redman, because you're mixing the nostalgia crowd with the new crowd. Redman's only competition would be his era.
Yeah,
definitely.
And because that era is respected, what are they beefing for? Now, the issue I see that when it comes to New Jersey is this: we have so much talent that you can't harbor enough of who's going to be where and who's going to do what, because it's going to come down to money and opportunity. Let me ask y'all a question. What's y'all era again?
I'm like early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rich,
I'm late 90s all the way through the early 2000s.
All right, so check this out. Can we do a show where Redman and the Fugees are on stage together? Those two different eras.
Yes.
So it can work today. Let's look at it a little differently. Can we do an era where Lauryn Hill and Fetty Wap could be on stage together?
No.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
I would say no.
Okay. Well, remember what I said. They're not on stage together. They're in a venue
together.
Yes.
Together.
Yes.
Okay. So let's continue it. Can we do a song? Can we do a venue where Double X Posse not going to be able to do it is on there, and Unicorn comes out with club music?
Can we do it? I'm not going to be able to do it. Can we do it?
Yes, I would say yes. I would think that would work good.
Two different eras. I'm going to give you one last one. Rest in peace to Chino XL.
Yeah.
Could we have done an era where Chino XL, CF, and D Bridges on stage?
That might work.
Yes. That might work. Yes.
So
I like it.
The only thing that stops us is us.
Yes. Yep.
And I've been finding out that there's many stories about New Jersey hip hop where we are in the midst of a beef that's so, not a beef, but we're in the midst of something that's so interesting that we'll never get to the bottom of why so many things have happened. And that's what makes Jersey hip hop so weird. Because as a fan first, I am highly pissed off I never got Tame One and Redman together. I'm highly pissed off. And the height, I'm talking about the height of the thing. I'm highly pissed off I never got Redman and Tretch together. I'm highly pissed off I didn't get a Lauryn Hill and Rod Digger album together or EP. But the rules today are different than the rules of yesterday. So I can't look at yesterday's odds with today's odds. I can only appreciate it and hope that people today can learn from the mistakes. And here's my question. Are podcasters making the same mistakes?
Definitely.
How do we fix it?
By like doing stuff like this, more collabs with each other and hyping each other up and not afraid to post you on my page or post you on, like, I post everybody's shit. It don't bother me. For real. Because I feel like it's content for me, it's content for you. We using each other. Why not? Like, that's what made me start at HGM TV, was to help people, help you, help me. And it's like, and they still ain't want to do it. I'm giving you a free platform. I'm posting Far Familiar. Shout out to him. Bless Me Fly. Whatever artist that was from Jersey, I was giving them a platform to make it our own world star. For real. And they would not do it. You'd rather go pay World Star than to pay your homie from right where you at, that you see outside with Bluntville, Exclusive Vodka, the same shit I've been right there really doing shit. They would not want to fuck with you. They'd rather go pay World Star, skip right by you. And that's why we fuck up right there.
Pretty much.
Gentlemen, I think we had a great conversation tonight. What do y'all think? How we do?
Oh, this is awesome.
I think it was awesome. I loved it. Loved it so much. It's good. It felt good to talk somewhere else.
Well, I will tell you this. Right now, I want to say to everybody watching this, thank you for watching tonight. The show's not over yet, but I want to give them the opportunity to represent themselves. This is called Stand on Your Square. This is when I give them about a minute to tell the world who they are and why you should fuck with them. Beast Bars and Convo goes live every Thursday, 8 p.m. on Instagram, where you see these two gentlemen, you see guests, you hear music, and you have insightful conversation about the culture. So, gentlemen, sell the show. Give them the goal. Why should they mess with you? Stand on your square. Go.
Yeah, right.
Well, you already know. Beast Bars and Convo each and every Thursday night, 9 p.m. This Thursday night will be episode 108. And it's a very, very, very special episode because it's HGM TV Nito birthday. So you already know we're going to start early this Thursday, 8:30 p.m. We're going to tune in. We're going to have this brand new music all through the Beast Bars and Convo email right now that we got to play. So it's going to be new music. We're going to play old music that we've been playing. Shout out to everybody that we've been rocking with. And just, if y'all want to be a guest on our show, anybody that's been on Heritage Hip Hop, to all the guests who have been on Heritage Hip Hop, if you would love to come on Beast Bars and Convo, we'll be gladly, more than loving to have you come up on Beast Bars and Convo. We'll have a good time, give you a great interview, get to know you, get to know something that you probably don't even know about yourself. Because, when I ask questions, I also like to ask some crazy, outrageous questions that you might not even know about yourself. You know what I mean? So, definitely, support us. Shout out to Karev. Shout out to Heritage Hip Hop for even letting us come up here, and showing us so much love. Karev, be tuned into us every Thursday. I always see his name pop up, in the comments. So Karev always tuned into us. We appreciate it. And you already know it's Beats, Bars, and Convo. Let's get it there.
Yo, it's HGM TV. Also go by the name of Nito from Beast Bars and Convo. When you tune into our show, you're going to get more than just music and bars and beats. That's the title. But we dissect the music. We make you understand why different bars, we give you different music, not just the trendy stuff, not the stuff you're going to hear on Hot 97 over and over and Power and all that. You just get, and we dive into what you do outside of just music. We dive into what's your life like, what's your mental health like, We do the same thing Karev doing, and we want to pull that out because people be needing a place to be heard and seen and talk. Because sometimes you just deal with stuff and you don't know how to let it out. And our
Mm-hmm.
show is where you can just let it out. You can let your hair down. You can say what you want. We're not going to judge you. We're going to just be there for you. Because somebody need to be there for you. And we're those ears for you. So tune in each and every Thursday. Like Rich said, episode 108 this Thursday is my B-Day, which is Juneteenth. So it's a special day. You know, God bless me to just be born on Juneteenth. You know, so yeah, tune in, man. Karev, man, we love you for this, man.
All the respect
Definitely.
is mutual, gentlemen. For real. I really like your show a lot, yo. And I've been made an authority figure in Jersey hip hop. Who knew? So
Love
if y'all
it.
think I'm an
I love
authority
it.
figure, mess with my peoples, yo, because that's quality stuff
I
right
love
there.
it.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right, yo. So, y'all ready to have some fun? Let's go out of here with some fun.
Yes,
You ready to have
sir.
some fun?
Yeah.
Let's go.
The rapid fire
Rapid fire
questions.
questions.
They're not
Love
yes,
it.
no questions, ladies and gentlemen. We ask some fast questions, we ask some deep questions and some insightful questions, but we go out of here letting you know that these men have knowledge of self, knowledge of the culture, and knowledge of who and what they represent. Because representation was a big part of this this podcast. I did tell y'all that, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's go out with a couple bangers. Yo. I'm gonna do how many questions I want? 10? We'll do 10, 5, 6. What you want?
10. 10 is good. I
10
like
is
10. I like even numbers. So 10 is
All
good.
right. Let's go with 10. All right, gentlemen. I'm gonna go Nito Rich every question. Ready?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What album or song from another artist perfectly describes you?
Blessed by Deep Bridges and Choice.
Yes, classic.
That's tough.
Because I'm blessed. God been blessing me.
Lewis, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting the same question?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna go Rubicon by J Biz. And if you don't never heard that song, go to YouTube right now. Rubicon by J Biz. You'll see the video. But I gotta go. That probably is the best one for me.
Shout out to Shakira. But our name is Heritage Hip Hop, not Hip Hop Heritage. Hip Hop Heritage is
That's
from
my
Detroit.
wife.
They're from Detroit. Shout out to Shakira. That's Detroit. We are from New Jersey. Thank you for the shout out. I appreciate you. Question number
Shakira, what up?
2. Question number 2. First of all, before I go on, shout out to your lady being plugged in.
Yes.
And giving you love. Because one thing I will say, we live in a world where people would tear a marriage down and talk about independent women and confident men or passport boys. I salute you for being married, number one, and having a union, because that is what makes the nation great. So shout out to you too. So Miss Shakira, I'm giving you a shout out as well. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for sharing that too.
Thanks.
Yo, be respectful, y'all. Y'all do what y'all going to do, but that institution is very godly, and I respect it. Right?
Yes, sir.
That's number 1. Number 2, what's the perfect hip hop beat? Meaning, if this artist never had that beat, it would have been your beat and your first single. Nito, what's up?
I'm gonna go with Milk Bone. What's the name of the song?
Keep it real.
Where the Paul? Keep it real. That's tough. That's too tough. I'm gonna say Cold as Ice by
MOP.
By MOP. Hell yeah, man. That fucking if they never had that beat, I would take that beat and go bananas. Just that. You know what you want? Oh man, bro, that's crazy right there. Crazy.
Okay. Here's my third question. I'm gonna come off of music now and keep it go hip hop and conversation related. Hip hop has many voices in the world. What has hip hop not talked about that you want to hear it talk about?
I want to hear it talk about the people that's broke, that fucked up, that messed up that pack, or the ones that blew their money, or everybody rich, everybody made it, everybody did what they did. They like, oh, I'm this, that, I made this, I got a rollie. Like, talk about the real shit. Talk about the struggle. Talk about you Like I said, you fucked up that pack, or you made a bad decision on that money, and it ain't get you the extra money you was looking for. Rich.
I want to say the same thing because I even brought it up to Nito recently that I wanted to make it a new segment on Beats, Bars, and Convo about where are they now? You know, because there's so many artists, and I know these rapid fire questions, but there's so many artists, even from our state and from all over the world, who were very, very successful. And you know, and I'm not saying that they aren't good now, because even those same artists, you know what I'm saying, they're still good. You know what I'm saying? They're comfortable, you know, and they're living good. But still, where are they now? And I think hip hop needs to talk about that a whole lot more, of where are they now?
Question number 4. One of my favorite Outkast songs is Synthesizer. You know that song?
Yes, sir.
George Clinton had one of the dopest bars in that song that everybody missed. Do a lap dance with your laptop. And now everybody's living their dreams through their computer screen. Mm-hmm. They even have people being called screenagers because they're growing up in front of the screen. Mm-hmm. Now we have people like Timbaland bringing AI and doing a whole AI label. How does that help hip hop, or how does that hurt hip hop? Nito.
Yo, I hate it, yo, because it takes away from real artists and what they can do, like the creative side of it. I feel like it's cheating a little bit to me. Like, oh, you cheating. I want to see you develop artists again. I want you to really sign somebody that's really real talent and work with them. Don't just go get a computer and just it hurts my heart to see that, actually.
Rich.
I'm gonna, you know, I got mixed feelings on both of them. You know, it hurts us because there's no authenticity with it. You know, it's not authentic, but it can help us a whole lot, because this is something that me, Ravenous, and J Biz used to talk about all the time, is making music and still making our music, but it's not us. It's not us, you know? And Ravenous is already doing it right now, something that we talked about so many years ago. Just because of how technology is now, yo, we can make so much music and sell so much music, and it doesn't have to be us.
Okay, side note, has there been an AI song that you heard that was fire?
No.
Well, I saw a battle. I saw an AI battle, and that shit, I don't know if it was just Photoshop or auto, whatever, but this battle was out of this world to me.
Yo, that's crazy.
It was a rap battle. Like, this guy was battling the AI, and the AI was talking real slick back because he was like, I'm smarter than you. Oh, man, this bar is crazy. I was like, wow, that's scary.
So there is a way for us artists to use AI and still make our music and it not be us. There's a way, and it hasn't been figured out yet. And I still watch it, and I still look that it still hasn't been figured out yet. And I hate to say it, but we figured it out years ago. We just didn't have the technology years ago to do it, but now we do. And all those songs that we play of Ravenous Prime on Beats, Bars, and Convo is him. Mm-hmm. But it ain't him.
It ain't his voice. No, you know what? Let me sidebar. I can say it do help. I'm going to just say this, because you know how Beanie got the issue with the lung?
That's what I was going to say.
Now, that's what comes in, though. That's dope. For somebody like him that can still rap and sound himself and probably put some bars out and still... But I just think when you take it away from the artist and you signing the AI, like, come on, bro. There's people out here that's dope as hell right now, struggling. Sign them and let them work with the AI. How about that? Maybe.
I'm going to keep it real. The dopest AI song I ever heard was I saw Santa Claus sniffing cocaine. My man, that's one of the dopest Christmas songs I've ever heard in my life.
Yo, that's crazy.
I love that song. It sounds like some real Ohio Players joint.
Wow.
I got another one. Check your pH balance, baby. Yo, that song is dope.
Check your pH.
Check your pH
that
balance, baby.
Those
Hell
songs
yeah.
are fire. All right, I'm not talking about no 50 Cent in the club 1950s. No, I'm talking about somebody actually made a real song. And the song I saw Santa Claus Sniffing Cocaine is one of my favorite Christmas songs ever.
Crazy.
Ever.
I definitely got to check it
Christmas
out.
song is Players Ball. That's number 2. I love it, yo. But
crazy.
That's just me, ladies and gentlemen. But
if
y'all never heard that song, I guarantee you. Listen
I'm going to check it out
on YouTube. I guarantee you'll be playing on Beast Bars and Convo. You will be playing it on Beast Bars and Convo. That song is fire. It's fire. All right, we're gonna go to question number 5. And question number 5 is really about representation again. With the media expanding, there's a call for media to backtrack. So check this out. Radio was always king. Mm-hmm. Video killed the radio star. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Pirating killed the video. Mm-hmm. Streaming killed the industry. Mm-hmm. Podcasting is saving the artists. After podcasts, how can music evolve to save the culture?
I think we got to go back again. I think we need to go back to, like, if you've seen the BET Awards and you see how they had the 106 and Park.
106 and Park.
I think we need to go. You know how they say stuff comes and revolves and comes back? We need to go back to those shows now. Because I think, but the one thing that's an issue with me is when would you air this? Because people don't have time now. We like this. Everything's rapid fire. When are you going to sit down? Are you going to put it on YouTube? Are you going to stream it? Or how would you get people to really tune in? But I think we need to go back to the shows with the hosts and the basements and all that. Oh, we need all that back because it's
definitely
it's dry as hell right now.
Okay, Lewis, what you got?
Definitely, and I think the format of everything. I feel like the format of everything needs to be revamped, especially with hip hop and with hip hop in videos, with hip hop at the award shows, with everything. And I think it started correctly again at this BET Awards. Mm-hmm. Because I never watched the BET Awards ever. I stopped watching like a good 10 years ago because it's just been horrible. But for some reason, something told me watch it this year because I think it's going to be all right, you know. And I can't. I know Karev's going to say it was trash. I still think it was a pretty good show. Finally, from what has been happening in the past, and that's what I just think. I feel like there just needs to be a revamp. I don't know where the revamp should go at for us to start. But I just think it's some sort of revamping needs to happen with hip hop, and then it'll bring like a refreshment for us somewhere.
Yo, me and Rich was talking about the cipher. Remember when they had the cipher on the BET Awards?
The real cipher, not that freestyle in front of one camera thing. Yes.
Hell no.
I'm actually working on that.
We thought that they was about to do it when Ludacris went up there. But then they just strayed off to the comedy shit with Chocolate
and went to Kevin Hart.
It made me pissed off. I was like, oh, I was waiting for the next old school artist to go up there and just drop some bars too. So
because when Ludacris got on it, he was fucking killing that shit. I was like, oh hell yeah! And then here comes Kevin Hart with this bullshit.
Okay, all right. Let's go to question number 6. We moving pretty good. How y'all like this rapid fire so far?
Awesome. I like it. Very dope.
I wanna piggyback off of the AI. If y'all Muslim, land back. I gotta eat the pork. So we're gonna go to AI for a minute. Now people are so bent out of shape about AI that AI is killing the artists. Thank you, Timbaland. We have a world now where we have a world now where People are having sex with robots. People, yeah, real shit. People are having sex with robots, and people are so cut off from humanity that now their expressive genius is not being created. How do we save hip hop from the AI? If it's a problem, if it's not a problem, how do you save it? What do you think?
No, we're gonna definitely have to use AI. It's not that we gotta. It's something we're gonna have to know. We're gonna have to use because I use it right now while I'm editing. I definitely use some of the editing for like caption different ideas, but I'm still me editing like so. But with hip hop, I feel like you should use it to a certain extent, but you shouldn't use it for your creativity. To me, don't let it take away your creativity. Maybe if you gotta ask it a question or something, or help you write something, I feel like you should be the person still dropping the same bars and as smart as the AI is. Because you don't want to make the AI smarter than you. And that's when you're gonna fuck up at. That's what I think. You be smarter than the AI, so you're the one teaching that to the AI, not be the one on the outside looking in like, yo, bro, I'm still writing in the notebook. Like, nah, you gotta get with the times because it's gonna pass you by if you don't be smart enough to know how to outsmart them.
Definitely. And I think again, I got mixed feelings with the AI. I think it's bad at some points, and then I think it's good at some points. I think us in the hip hop community and even the podcast world also can use AI really deeply for like marketing and promotion. For example, couple of maybe like a month or two ago, everybody was making these action figures.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted to be an action figure, and I seen the hip hop community went very big in going into and using AI for this action figure. Shit, my action figure had over 1,000 views in like an hour of me making an action figure that day. And when I saw it made an action figure, I said, "Hey, I'm about to make an action figure for HGM TV. But I'll just making action figures for everyone." I sent everybody the link and the script how to do it. I'm like, fuck it. If it's going to do it and it's going to bring us views like this, let's all do it. We all need one. So I'm thinking, yeah, AI it'll be good as long as we take advantage of it in the right way and don't use it to make us not have any quality and not be authentic, then I think AI will be just fine.
All right.
And plus, we got an advance with the world. As long as we advance with the world, we'd be fine.
All right. I'm gonna veer off for question number 7 to one of the comments that we have on the screen. Tennessee Bill said, "I would like to see what y'all think of my music. Can I share it?" Well, if you want to share your music with me, you can send me the links on Instagram at Heritage Hip Hop. If you want my email, it's Karev, Karev at heritagehiphop.com. Gentlemen, how about yourself?
I just
Beast Bars and Convo at gmail.com. Send us the music.
It in the comment.
There you go.
Beast Bars and Convo at gmail.com. Tennessee Bills, hit us up.
And they say
at Beast Bars and Convo on Instagram.
Yeah, and we take hip hop, R&B, we take all that because it's culture. We're not in a box. Culture.
Yes, sir.
That leads us to question number 8. What's your favorite part of hip hop culture outside of the music, and how do you represent it?
My favorite part outside of it, of course, is the videography. I love that. That's like my passion. That's like I could paint a picture through hearing music and already see how the video could go. So I can do treatments. I've been doing treatments for artists like 90% of the time now. Because when I hear the music, first of all, I'm telling them, send me the music so I could get a feel. Because they might have one way of what they're thinking about. And I'm like, no, it don't sound. Because I like music and videos to match. I'm one of those. It got to be matching. It got to tell a story of what you're talking about. Don't make it talking about twerking or something over here. You over here stealing money and all. It got to match. So the sound, like I like painting that picture. I can see it. I can see it through the music. So that's my thing.
Definitely. I'm gonna say, I haven't worked in a recording studio in a while, but I was recording, mixing, and mastering for about 10 years at Alcatraz Studio. It was in Elizabeth, New Jersey. So I gotta say that's probably my most favorite things to do. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even making my music, because we recorded, mixed, and mastered for so many people, from Sue Surf to Arsenal to Shotgun Suge to Dave East, to Kendrick Lamar, because Kendrick Lamar did it. Sue Surf had a song. This is before, what I'm saying, Kendrick Lamar was big. The Sue Surf had a song with Kendrick Lamar and fucking the other two dude from TDE. I can't remember his name. He was on a song with Big Sean and what's his name? Ab-Soul. Sue Surf had a song with Ab-Soul and Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? So we did a lot of people, Joe Button, Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying? So it was always dope just taking people's music and making it sound awesome. You know what I'm saying? Or even artists coming through, you know what I mean, and just helping them with their process of making the song sound dope. You know what I'm saying? So that was just always enjoyable for me. You know what I'm saying? Taking a song and making it just sound awesome and making it radio ready for the masses.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, I even mixed and mastered some Kevin Durant lyrics too, because Kevin Durant was on Sue Surf album as well. I didn't like the song was all right. I like Sue Surf verses.
I don't like his bars.
But I couldn't do without Kevin Durant bars, but Sue Surf killed it.
And he won't play it for the Knicks, so I don't care. I have another question for you. Since we talked about hip hop culture, tell me one non-rapper, non-producer, non-music artist that represents hip hop in today's world perfectly to you.
Non-rapper, non-producer
that represents today or has in your life hip hop culture.
Wow, hold on, let me think real quick. 1 second, I got it.
That's a tough question.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I like that. Hold on, let me think.
Yeah, I like that too. That's a tough question.
I know it's somebody out there that's in my heart. I'm just trying to. Holy shit! I'm not rapper fire now. I'm lost.
I got one.
Hold on.
I got one.
I feel like Barack Obama kinda, because he got this. He seemed like if he wasn't president, he seemed like he would have been like into hip hop or just like urban scene more, because he seemed like a jazzy backpacker, common kinda. I don't know. I like he got this common
one is funny.
common like Talib Kweli vibe to me. I don't know. That's what I'm going with.
I'm gonna go with an industry. I'm not even gonna go with a person.
Okay.
Because if y'all know me, I watch wrestling. Wrestling is very, 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 very hip hop right now, and probably has been the biggest with hip hop it's ever been. And not just WWE, but AEW, TNA, AAA wrestling in Mexico. I can't remember the wrestling company that's in Puerto Rico, but they heavy with the hip hop. Shout out to West Side Gun and
Fourth Rope
Wrestling. I gotta say, wrestling right now is probably something very big in hip hop, and I wish the hip hop artists would get into it more, like Wale and West Side Gun are into it, and Smoke DZA, you know what I mean, and fucking Travis Scott. You know what I'm saying?
Cardi B.
Little Cardi B about to host SummerSlam and WWE in August, which I will be in attendance, by the way. And that's why I gotta say the wrestling industry right now, hip hop has to take advantage of the wrestling industry right now because Westside Gunn is showing us that you will become so huge in the wrestling world. Like nobody knew who the fuck Westside Gunn is, and if you go to a wrestling show, no white folks in there know who the fuck Westside Gunn is, and they don't listen to no hip hop music at all. But they know who the hell Westside Gunn is because he showed his face at every major pay-per-view of all the wrestling companies. Every major pay-per-view, he's front row. The camera comes to him and says, Westside Gunn of so-and-so and so. Shout out to him. He's in there. And you see Smoke DZA and Wale sitting right next to him. They don't never get no love. But Westside Gunn is the one who gets on camera, gets his name shouted out and all that. So yeah, I gotta say wrestling is probably the biggest thing right now for hip hop. And a lot of people are just not noticing it. But you know me, I watch wrestling. Me and my son watch wrestling. We notice it. So yeah, I gotta say wrestling. The wrestling world is very big for hip hop right now.
All right, one more time. Tennessee Bills asks, how does he send music?
Tennessee Bills.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna put mine too.
Yeah, I put it up there too. If he scroll up a little bit, it said
heritagehiphop.com.
Beast Bars and Convo at gmail.com. It's up there.
I typed it again in the comments form so they can see it. All right, so we've got to the last questions. I'm gonna give you because I like y'all a lot. I'm gonna give y'all which I want, 2 or 3. What's better for you? 2 or 3? 2 or 3? 2 or 3?
2. I like even numbers.
All right, let's do 2. Smokey on Friday. Oh, all right, that's what's up. I'm gonna give you 2. Worse, you have any question you can ask me about anything related to heritage hip hop or hip hop related to you. What's your question?
What made you start doing this?
Okay, y'all both asking me questions. Rich, you got one too?
No, you can go with that one. That's a good question. I like it.
All right, what made me want to do a podcast is I never wanted to do a podcast. Check this out. I used to work at a school, and the school was going bankrupt that we didn't know. And my man, shout out to my man Stan Layhens, that's my dude. He was like, we need to open up our own business. We need to do something that could, because if the job market ever crashed, we need something we could go back to and right? And I had the audacity to say I wanted to open up a hip hop mall. Kais, of course, was good.
Crazy.
We talked about you earlier. I said, and a hip hop mall would be where MCs and DJs could come together, know who they are, and then bam. You know what I'm saying? Work together. But unfortunately, as that idea went with me, Big Snuff passed away. And if y'all don't know Snuff, that's MO Sound Group. Shout out to Push Buttons, Grunt, and all of them. Oh man, what's my man name? Ibmatic, the new generation. So Snuff is a friend of mine. I knew him when he went by the name Mantis. He had a song called The Stomp, and I love that song, right? He passed away, and it kind of hurt. And then Govmatic passed away.
Rest in peace of Gov.
And shit, shout out to Gov. And when that happened, I'm like, yo, we're losing so many people that, I mean, other people I knew. I'm like, but who tells our story? Who's telling our story? Because I know Sugar Hill Gang, Queen Latifah, Rakim Shabazz, Chill Rob G. Let's just skip because I don't know everybody, y'all. But I knew Redman. I knew Do It All, Lords of the Underground. My father's favorite rapper is Snoop Dogg. Second favorite was Do It All. So shout out to my dad. Rest in peace. So Redman, Do It All, Tame One, Artifacts, my favorite New Jersey hip hop group. Yada 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 yada. And I said we know them, but What about the other people that was around that people don't know about? What happened to them? Who's telling our story in New Jersey? So I made Heritage Hip Hop. Well, no, God eventually led me, and through his will, God made it so that Heritage Hip Hop became a platform where everybody could come tell their story, and we could let the people know that Jersey is more than 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And only 10 or 12 years. Now check this out. Not only that, what made me push into doing Heritage Hip Hop more was my award show. Because my award show is like my way of saying thank you. Because as a young man, I got shitted on by a lot of people, right? And I even had things taken from me that I earned. And one thing everybody wants to be is acknowledged. And there's people out here who are good artists who are busting their ass out here, and no one knows who they are. And it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to let people know that there's people exist who are great. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. It was Double O's one of my favorite rappers of all time. I get to sit with Double O. I could call Double O on the phone. Like I got to meet. Well, I knew Bless McFly in school, but to really appreciate him even more now, it's like, that's my man. You know what I'm saying? I got to meet Samaj Savage. I got to meet CF. I got to meet Do It All. I got to meet Stress. I got to meet Malk. He don't even rap no more. I'm as a teacher. He just had his first Father's Day. Shout out to Malk. I got to meet you.
Yes.
Everybody talks about the mainstream artists. Yes, I'm happy I met DJ Yella. I'm happy I met Yo-Yo. I love Yo-Yo. That's my crush. You know what I'm saying? But I got to meet the Bad Seed. I got to meet so many artists that makes me happy that my culture, not the music, my culture is respected and represented. So that's what makes me continue. It's hard, y'all. Like, y'all know the money don't come in from podcasting. I'm not Joe Budden, you know what I'm saying? I'm not controversial, whatever, but being able, I was able to meet rapper Big Pooh, a Little Brother, and I gave them an award. I gave Little Brother an award. Hip hop ain't gonna get him an award, but I can.
That's dope.
Yes.
And that's what makes me happy, is that I could tell the story of Double S Shot Skills. I could tell the story of Freaka from South Ward. From the bricks to the sticks. I could tell the story of Joker. I got to interview Tame One. That's one of my favorite MCs of all time. I got to talk to Razcast, one of my favorite MCs of all time. So I want to go and do the thank you thing around the entire thing. Whether I'm spending my own money or not, I don't care. But I want to say thank you to the people who did something to teach me, whether they're mainstream, independent, or just starting whatever. I don't care. So that's the answer to you.
That's awesome. That's super awesome.
Tennessee Bill said, my question is, when are you too old to make rap music and try to go somewhere with it?
Never too old.
Never too old.
Never too old.
Let them. They don't do that to any other genre but hip hop. So don't let them do that to you. You could do if you see right now, the young people are really not holding it down, actually.
Yeah. Hey, Tennessee Bills. Hey, Tennessee Bills. Just recently, Rolling Stones sold out their whole tour. They had 27 stadiums. They sold out their whole tour. Mick Jagger is still performing at 82 years old, and they were sold out. Still sold out because there's still people out there that still listen to them. So no, there's no age limit. If they like you, they will come support you.
And when they had that 50 years of hip hop and all the old artists was out doing tours, they were
sold out.
Sold out all over the place. Wu-Tang on tour right now.
Yes, sir.
Rock's about to be on tour. I think Red about to go overseas, right? Red about to go overseas and be on tour. So when you got timeless music and you make that type of music, it'll always sell, yo, regardless.
Tennessee Bill says, I'm 40 and love making rap music. Guess what? So is Wu-Tang. They in their 50s almost. So it's all good, man. Look. I'm gonna ask Tennessee Bills this question, but I want y'all to answer it. What is old music?
Never
There's
old, because
nothing.
somebody didn't hear it.
Exactly. There's nothing old to a new set of ears. That's why there's nothing old to a new set of eyes.
Facts.
It's all about living and experiencing life. And if that your music helps somebody do something going on in life, your song has taken a life and you've healed a life.
Let me tell you, Karev, right now, Bori, he like, yo, I got a whole bunch of songs, yo, new shits. I said, bro, we got the old shits that nobody even heard. Let's go through those and make those videos right now. That's what we've been doing. We've been going back, going through some of the songs, and like, you know what? Let's put a visual to that one. Because nobody heard it. Ever. Nobody heard it. If they didn't go global, they didn't hear it.
Real shit.
So how did y'all like being on the Heritage Hip Hop Podcast? And would you recommend us to anybody else?
Yes, sir.
I would definitely tell you to get David Rush up here. Because like you said, that was a
got you.
We could hook that up. Rich will hook that up, definitely. Because David Rush is like a real powerful person. Like we said, he spoke about the kidney issues and some people that's dealing with stuff out there. He went through it and he talks hip hop and being around those people and being in those rooms also and knowing how to move in those rooms with big people, and he's awesome. So yeah, that'll be and this was
I got you in the morning with that, Karev. I'm gonna hit him up tonight.
This was dope. This is super dope. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. I love the questions. I love the energy. I love how you kept it going. No pause in it, you know, and just kept it organic.
Definitely. Very comfortable. I love it.
That's what's up, y'all. And that was the point. Because at the end of the day, if I don't like what you do, it's hard to have a conversation.
True.
All hip hop.
Very true.
If y'all want to know what the heart of hip hop is having conversations over beats.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not trying to be fly. I'm trying to be real. I'm not going to try to be real. I'm going to be real. And I'm going to give y'all what hip hop really needs. And that's realness. Yep. So here's my final question to the gentleman. Make sure you subscribe and follow the Heritage Hip Hop. Make sure you subscribe and follow to Beast Bars and Convo on Instagram every Thursday night, 8 p.m. I'm tuned in at work. I'll be at work and I can't chime in, but I want to and I have to get off. But I at least clock and let them know that, I appreciate them and their movement. Mm-hmm. Please let them know what's going on and how you like their movement and support. Because that's all hip hop is, really. It's a community. So we got to bring the community back. Community means to commune, which means to spend time with each other. So we have to speak, we have to dialogue, and most importantly, we have to show support. So 500 years from now, in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame, when Beast Bars and Convo is being studied in academia, and they talk about what you've done, and they talk about the conversations and the legacy you leave behind. What is that legacy that you have left behind that made the world better because you did hip hop?
Well, the knowledge of hip hop and I don't know everything, but I'm just giving you what I seen in my era growing up. And just knowing the culture from graffiti, breakdancing, DJing, MCing, and knowledge. If you just know, I just dropped the 5 elements of hip hop. If you don't know that, go do your research if you're really going to be an artist. That's what I want to leave behind, is that every time they tune in, they get something from our show. You get something from a guest. You get something from Rich. You get something from me. You get something from somebody. That's what they're going to say 500 years from now, that we got something from that shit.
Pretty much. And, I just want to, I want to be timeless. I want people to go back and want to listen to past shows. I want people to go back and listen to past shows of Heritage Hip Hop. I want people to go back after they watch our episode right here, or if they were tuned in to when Karev was on Beast Bars and Convo. I want them to be able to go back and be like, damn, I want to watch that episode again. So I just want to always be timeless. I want to always be brand new and never be stagnant. There's always going to be a time, we might not have a show, or, Nito going to be hosting by himself, or I'm going to be hosting by myself. I just want to always stay fresh and never be stagnant and just always be timeless, and do something. My father always told me, God, rest in peace to my father. He's the greatest ever. My father always told me, you got to do something that somebody else isn't doing.
If you do something that somebody else isn't doing, you created something. And somebody's going to want that creation, or somebody's going to want to follow that creation. So always do something that somebody else isn't doing, and always be timeless. Let's get it there.
And with that being said, remember, y'all, God made you to be a light, and he said he doesn't hide his lights under bushes. He made you to be on top of a mountain to bring the world to his glory using your light, which means you are important. So to be timeless, first of all, respect yourself, give God the glory first, and then I'll understand that community means everything that happens affects us all. So treat your fellow man like you want to be treated and be the best you could be at everything you do. I thank Beast Bars and Convo for joining us tonight. And any last words before we get out of here, y'all? Anything?
Yo, shout out to you, Karev. We appreciate you. Shout out to Heritage Hip Hop. Make sure y'all watch this every week. Heritage Hip Hop. Tune in, please. Hit that Cash App. Yes. Subscribe. Hit the like button.
Karev.
Do all of that.
Heritage Hip Hop support. Tell a friend. Share the live. Share these. That's what we need. We need you to share this to other people. Don't share it to the people that you know. Just share it to somebody that you don't know. Because that's the people we need to get, is the people that we don't know. We already stuck in that mindset of just always worrying about what the family ain't doing, what the friends ain't doing. We need to find those people out there that we don't know so they can see Heritage Hip Hop, Beast Bars and Convo. And please leave room in your heart for disappointment. That's what we say on our show.
Yes, sir.
And we still the shit. So make sure you follow them and get there. So with that being said, y'all, we are out of here. May the Most High bless you. Hey, Tennessee, check out their show. You could come up on their show, ask some of them questions. You can come back to my show and be on our shows. What's up?
Yes.
Show up.
Peace.
Peace. And
let's get it there.
Real hip hop. Real